North. The Yankees and Blue Jays finish up a 3-game set. CC Sabathia faces Brian Talent. Here's the New York lineup, and yes, Derek Jeter will play. He missed the first 2 with an oblique strain, but he's in there tonight leading off against the lefty Brian Talent. Alex Rodriguez in his customary 4 spot. He's 1 for 9 career against Talent. That one, though, was a home run. And the center fielder tonight, batting down in the 8 spot, Brett Gardner, hit his first major league home run in the game last night. A victory for the Yankees. Each team has one in this series. So the Yankees are 16-17, 5.5 games behind the first place Blue Jays, who send 6'6" Brian Talent to the hill.
Brian Talent making his 6th start of the season. 2 wins, 1 loss, 4.95 ERA in 9 games. Batter's only hitting .210 against him. Right-handed batters, Jamie, are only hitting .162 against him, and that's going to be the interesting thing tonight as we watch this ball game. The Yankees they've got a mixed lineup. They've got righties and lefties in there. He's pitching very well against right-handed batters, struggling against lefties. Lefties are hitting over 300, but continue the roll. Last couple outings been very good. Took a 1-hitter into the 7th inning and a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Last couple starts, making a strong case to stay in the rotation and dominating against right-handed batters.
He certainly is, and here is a righty to lead off the game, Derek Jeter. Number 2 finally gets into one here in Toronto. And we are underway. A ground ball backhanded by Marco Scutaro. A 1-hopper to first, and that's the first out of the ball game. That's the way to get the defense into it immediately as we set up the Blue Jays defensively.
But what you'll notice tonight about the defense is no Aaron Hill. John McDonald gets his first start of the season at second base for Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill will be doing the DHing tonight. Roland and Scutaro fill out the left side. Marco Scutaro going in the hole to get Derek Jeter.
1 pitch and 1 out for Talent. Here's a left-handed batter, and they have been hitting .333 against Talent this year. Boy, those numbers are odd as he
It is.
deals with Johnny Damon here.
Yeah, .333 left-handed batters are doing well, and Johnny Damon's hitting everybody well right now. He's got a 9-game extra base hit streak going on right now.
And that's the key, not just a 9-game hit streak, a 9-game extra base hit streak. The big league record is 14 consecutive games with an extra base hit, so he is rolling right along.
Had a triple in the 2nd inning last night, and Damon had a double in the 4th inning. He's been coming up with a lot of big hits late in the game for Joe Girardi's New York Yankees.
He drills this one to right field. On the run is Rios, and there's your extra base hit. Make it 10 consecutive games. Now 4 away from that record. Johnny Damon is on fire right now.
He's the American League Player of the Week last week, hitting 5 home runs and 15 RBIs over that span, and continuing the streak here. Gets a breaking ball out over the plate. Mentioned it last night on the broadcast that he was working with the hitting coach Long for the Yankees, and they said they found something in his swing, and it's his balance. Something as simple as just your balance with your stance up the plate. He feels much better and credits that to this streak that he's got going.
So he's at second. Here's switch hitter Mark Teixeira. And Darren, the trend continues here. Talent was able to get the right-handed hitting Derek Jeter out. He wasn't able to get the left-handed hitting Johnny Damon out. If Teixeira's wise, he switches around and hits left.
And he's actually hitting a lot better left-handed too. Teixeira's hitting .304 left-handed this season, and right-handed only hitting .176.
Damon's dancing off second. That pitch is up 2-0 on Teixeira, and look at that ball sneak away. Damon doesn't notice it. He was off looking into right field. As you see the numbers on Teixeira in the last 6.
That's been a slow start for Teixeira. Power numbers have been there, hitting some home runs. His slugging percentage is high, but his average is down for him.
3-0 here against the number 3 hitter, and you know what that means. Alex Rodriguez awaits on deck. The roof here open for the first time. There's A-Rod watching from the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch to Talent. Ball 4. So the big lefty walks to Shera on 4 pitches and finds himself in some early trouble. A-Rod with just 3 hits, one of them a 3-run home run on the first pitch he saw since returning from hip surgery. So he's hitting a .188. Perhaps his timing is a little off, but he has loved in his career hitting in this ballpark. 2 men on, 1 man out, and a swing and a miss. As mentioned earlier, A-Rod has just 1 hit and 9 trips against Talent in his career. That was a home run, though. He struck out 3 times. And he has hit 48 home runs in his career against the Blue Jays. Only the Los Angeles Angels have been victimized more often than this ball club. 0-1. The pitch on the way. Sky to right field. That backs up Rios. He's right at the track and pulls it down to retire Rodriguez. Damon scampers to third. Two out here in the first inning.
Well, A-Rod puts a charge into this one. Out over the plate, and he looks at it like he might have it. And the ball's carrying pretty well that way. The roof is open tonight. A lot of wind here in Toronto. That ball carried well. I didn't think it had a chance at all to even make it to the track. And if Rios wasn't standing there, it's off the wall.
Does it carry more with the roof open or the roof closed?
I always felt that it carried down the lines better with the roof open. To the gaps, left center, right center, and center field, I felt that it didn't carry as well with it open. There's Hideki Matsui, a guy that's hit Brian Talent very well in his career. Only 9 at-bats, but he's got 6 knocks, 2 doubles, and a home run. And
he's healthy enough to play as well. Matsui started the game on Tuesday, but was yanked in the 4th after suffering a sore right hamstring. Nick Swisher that night took over the DH duties and went 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Swisher's on deck here. 1-0 on Matsui. Men on the corners for the Yankees.
It's amazing how things feel a little bit better, too, as a player when you know that you're going to get a chance to face a guy that you feel comfortable against. And Matsui's hit Brian Talent very well over his career. Not many at bats. Of course, Brian Talent pitching out of the bullpen really through most of his big league action.
He came up as a starter originally with the Cleveland Indians in September of '02, but has been a very effective reliever for the Blue Jays since joining this organization, and has seen spot starts here and there. He's never been a true bona fide member of the rotation here, but he's spelled players from time to time. Here, the way he's going in the last few games, he's pitching to stay in this rotation. In a little bit of trouble here, though, with 2 runners on for the Yankees. Runs it inside, 3-1.
The starting rotation this year, when Jesse Litch went down, he might have thought it was going to be the same thing. Just a spot start here or there, but he's pitched his way into this rotation where it's going to be awfully tough for Cito Gaston to take him out.
All 4. So he's walked 2 so far.
That may have been a scouting report walk there.
How so?
Well, like we had mentioned, the numbers didn't look too good. Matsui hit him hard, and he knows it, and he's got himself in a hitter's count. It's 3-1. He's not going to throw a fastball to him, knowing that he sees him so well. go ahead and go after the next batter, Nick Swisher. Swisher started off hot for the New York Yankees. He was hitting over 300 with some power. You can see he's got 8 home runs and 21 RBIs on the year. But the last couple weeks, he's been having tougher time making contact.
2 gone first inning, and the bases are loaded. Strike 1 to Swisher. Nick looks out there and sees Johnny Damon at third base. Mark Teixeira at second. Now Matsui at first. 2 out first inning. And Brian Talent on the hill, making his 6th start of the year. The 0-1 is on the way, and that's just wide of the plate. 1-1. That's Mike Riley behind home tonight. He's the crew chief. Blocked by Barajas. 2 balls and a strike. Last year with the White Sox, Swisher hit just .219. In fact, he had the 3rd lowest average among American League qualifiers. He'll always have a soft spot for this building, though. He made his big league debut here on September 3rd of 2004 and doubled off of Ted Lilly. Two balls, 1 strike. Talent sets and fires, and it's low, ball 3. And now the big lefty's really in a squeeze.
Yeah, it is a squeeze. Now you've got bases juiced, and it's a 3-1 count. You can't play around here. You've got to go with a fastball, a sinker down and away to Swisher here. You can't afford to throw a breaking ball here and walk him. Swisher knows that too. It's just a matter of whether he's going to be able to stay on it. Imagine it's going to be away.
Here it comes. Ball 4. He's walked in a run. This is not the Brian Talent we saw the last 2 starts.
No, not at all. 3 walks in the first inning. And if you throw out that start that he made in Kansas City, where he only lasted 4 innings, he gave up 11 hits and 10 earned runs. If you throw that one out the door, he's got a very respectable ERA. Brad Arnsberg out there trying to settle him down. Still got 2 outs here. You're only 1 pitch away from getting out of it.
When we saw Talent on Saturday in Oakland, he was absolutely brilliant, going 7 innings. Allowed just 2 Athletics hits. In fact, an A didn't get a hit until the 4th inning. And in fact, the Athletics only made it close with 3 runs against Scott Downs in the 9th. The start before that here against Cleveland, he went 6 1/3 before giving up a base hit. Here he is having some trouble with the New York Yankees right now. Robinson Cano, a left-handed batter. Standing in with the bases loaded. A strike delivered. Cano had a single and a double in 5 trips last night. The Yankees won at 8-2.
Cano hitting .317, 6 home runs, 19 RBIs. Another guy in the Yankees lineup that's hitting left-handers very well. .368.
Sends that one down the left field line. Bautista over right there near the wall. And the guy with the beard made the catch.
Now there's one slicing foul ball that if the roof is closed, I'm guessing now, but I've seen it where those balls will stay in play. And with it open, you just don't know how the wind is affecting the baseball, and quite possibly could have pushed that baseball into foul territory, into the stands. A lot of wind out here. Like I had mentioned, that lefty versus righties, he's hitting lefties very well, and righties too, but inflated numbers against southpaws.
Down in the count, though, 0-2. Here's Talent in at the belt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brian's now in his 7th season in the major leagues. Never played a full year in the bigs. And he steps off, and he wants a new set of signs from Rod Barajas. There's the scene on the base paths, filled by Teixeira, Matsui, and Swisher. One and 2. Here comes Brian on the ground. And the race to the bag, and Talent beats him there. That was awfully close, but he got some practice doing that in Oakland. So he gets out of this giving up just the 1 run. And we head to the bottom of the 1st inning with the Yankees on top. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet. The Blue Jays lineup tonight has changed in part due to a slight injury suffered by Aaron Hill last night. He won't play in the field, but he will DH for the 35th time in his career and stays in the 2nd spot. So John McDonald makes his first start of the year, bats 9th and plays second base. And they're in tough tonight, no question about it, because CC Sabathia is on the hill for the Yankees. In his last outing, he shut out the Orioles 4-0, struck out 8, went the distance.
He's making his 8th start of the season. Here it is, the $161 million arm for the New York Yankees. Signed that 7-year big contract, blockbuster contract this winter. The Yankees signed several guys this year, but this was really the jewel in their crown. They wanted this guy. He had pitched very well over the years in Cleveland. Went over to the Milwaukee Brewers around the trade deadline last year.
That's popped up by Scudero. Teixeira in foul territory, puts it away, 1 out. What do we expect from Big CC?
Well, he is big, and that's one thing that you expect when you're a hitter and facing him, is that he's an imposing presence. Big man, jams righties. He's a guy that has a loose 3/4 arm delivery and throws a lot of cutters, slurs into right-handed batters, and he is the true ace. He's a guy that the Yankees wanted to go out and get and replace Mike Mussina that they lost to retirement last year.
Aaron Hill is the batter now. And Aaron fouled the ball off his left shin in the 3rd inning last night in what he called today a boo-boo. He says he could be playing second base today, but...
Did he refer to it as a boo-boo today?
He called it a boo-boo.
And I did
last
night.
That's a direct quote.
Did he?
So he gives Adam Lind a chance to take a break and allows John McDonald to get a start here against the Yankees.
I think that's a good call by Cito Gaston to give Adam Lind a break from this tough lefty.
Oh my! Can he get it to first in time? Yes, indeed. Where did that hit him?
Wow. That was a rocket right back at his coconut. He just got his glove up at the lat. Look at this play. Seeing a replay here in house on the big vision in. But let's take a peek at this one. Aaron Hill, fastball away and right back at his head. Good reaction, though, by CC Sabathia to get a little leather on it, knock it down, throw him out.
Luckily, nothing but glove. Aaron Hill comes awfully close to knocking out the Yankee starter. And a nice recovery by Sabathia, so he's got 2 away and faces Alex Rios. Alex just 2 for 7 in the series, no runs driven in. He's scored twice. Career-wise, he's got 2 home runs off Big CC. This one's popped up and out of play. After the Orioles were defeated on Saturday by Sabathia, Aubrey Huff said he was right on, working both sides of the plate. And the one thing that impressed Huff about Sabathia's stuff that night is that they couldn't pick up his curveball. After a bit of a slow start, Sabathia coming off his best start of the year, and he gets this little pop-up off the bat of Rios. Way out there in no man's land, and it bounces beyond Cano. And look at Alex Rios with a bloop single.
Well, you'll get these now and again as a hitter. Nick Swisher's got to play deep in right field with Alex Rios' power. He flips his bat thinking that, oh, this is just going to be a simple out, but it's placed perfectly. Right it in between Robinson Cano, Nick Swisher. Mark Teixeira has no chance. As they say, it looks like a line drive in the box score tomorrow. You know, when they put out those box scores, they don't draw pictures.
That is so true. Vernon Wells now. Vernon is 1 for 7 in this series. 2 out, man at first is Rios. Two and one on Wells.
Well, CC's got a nice 3/4 arm action with a little slight hesitation before he parts his hands, or as soon as he parts his hands right over the rubber, he kind of hesitates before he delivers it. Hides the ball very well for a big man.
Line to left field and caught by Damon.
A tough play.
Wow.
Right at him. Line drive to an outfielder is always the toughest.
He did not look comfortable making that catch, but makes it either way. 1-0 New York after 1. Rogers high-speed internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. The Jays are 5-2 this year in games following a loss of 3 or more runs. And they lost at 8-2. Here's Gardner trying to bunt his way aboard, but a quick reaction from John McDonald prevents that. And it's a one-pitch, one-out situation for Talent here in the second.
Toronto Blue Jays haven't lost a home series yet this year.
They have not.
Only lost one series all year. They lost 3 out of 4 in Kansas City.
And who'd have thought that possible at the beginning of the year?
Not many.
Who'd have thought that on the 14th of May they'd be 23-13 as Cervelli shows bunt. Francisco Cervelli picked up his first major league RBI in the 5th inning last night. He hits this one high in the air to center field, playable for Vernon Wells. Quickly 2 out here. And that's a good sign for Brian Talent, who had some trouble in the first, walking 3 batters, giving up a double to Damon, and in fact walking in a run. So back to the top of the order. And this being ladies' night out at the ballpark, it's interesting that Derek Jeter makes his first appearance in the series.
What are you saying?
I didn't say that. Ivanka Osmak said that in the pregame show. I'm just repeating what she said.
I believe Derek Jeter's still single. Is that correct?
I would assume he is. You never know with Jeter, though, right? Because he's the one superstar on this team that keeps his private life out of the tabloids in New York.
Right.
Unlike the guy hitting 4th.
Well, Derek Jeter is a if there's a picture of how you should play and act as a New York Yankee, there'd be a picture of Derek Jeter as kind of how to,
or really as a star professional athlete.
Yeah, as a star professional. He nice gentleman, goes about his business. Some say, oh, he's overrated, he makes too much money, he's losing range. I mean, there's always knocks when you're a star player. They're always going to look to try to tear you down, but he's a winner.
Reaches for that one, rolls it to John McDonald, who charges the ball, slings to first, and makes the play. 6 pitches. All that Brian Talent requires in the second inning. He gets those hitters back to the plate in a hurry. 1-0 New York, off to the bottom of the second next. And yes, you are now on Sportsnet. The next edition, June 25th. Receive a pink cap if you come down and sit in the ladies' night section. One lucky fan wins the opportunity to throw out a first pitch and sit in the TD Canada Trust Comfort Zone. I think she's saying hello to you, Darren.
Hey.
That June 25th game is against the Cincinnati Reds. Here's Jose Bautista. Hitting 5th for the first time this year. Essentially replacing Adam Lind in the order.
I was trying to make the point about Adam Lind, a young left-handed batter with CC Sabathia. So tough on left-handers. Good opportunity for Cito Gaston to let him have a seat.
There's Bautista having a seat. Strike 3 called. No argument from Jose either. So 1 gone, and Scott Rowland, third baseman, having a very good series. 5 for 8 with 2 doubles and 3 singles. Tomorrow the Blue Jays will make a roster move. They're going to activate B.J. Ryan. He'll be coming back to this city, but will not be closing for this team. As you've probably learned by now, Scott Downs will remain as closer. And Ryan's assignment has really not been announced. So we will see what kind of corresponding move the Blue Jays make. Obviously, one of the relievers will be sent down to AAA. 2 balls and no strikes here on Scott Rowland. Sabathia kicks and fires. There's Jeter. And there goes Rowland.
How about this stat on CC Sabathia? He has not allowed an extra base hit by a left-handed batter in 24 starts. His last 24 starts.
Wow.
Very impressive.
Which might explain why there are 9 right-handed hitters in the Blue Jay lineup tonight.
Got a very tough arm angle against left-handed batters. Big sweeping slurve breaking ball.
Here's Kevin Millar. He's knocked in 10 runs in his last 12 games. CC split the year last season with Cleveland and Milwaukee. The Brewers, knowing he was going to become a free agent, knowing he would command a lot of money, made the trade with the Brewers on July the 7th and landed some very good players, Matt Laporta being one of them. He hit his first major league home run in this ballpark about 2 weeks ago. Mickey Brantley's son Michael went over in that deal. That's inside 2-1.
That was a very good deal for the Milwaukee Brewers. They were looking for a premier #1 guy to lead them to the playoffs.
And he did.
CC did that, going 11-2 in 17 starts with the Milwaukee Brewers, where I think I mentioned in the opener where he was only 8-6 with Cleveland.
Millar tags this to center field. Gardner's awaiting its arrival, and he's got it for a 1-2-3 inning. 2 in the books, 1-0 New York. Us at the top of the 7th inning to talk about, among other things, taking batting practice today. It's always fun watching athletes from other sports try and hit a baseball.
Trent Edwards, the quarterback, hit 2 home runs and I believe his first 10 pitches.
Yes, he did. He's pretty proud of it too. Here's a guy who's hitting it well right now, Johnny Damon, who doubled and scored in the first inning. That double means he's now hit safely in 10 consecutive. He has managed extra base hits in 10 consecutive games, the major league record being 14. Most recently established by Chipper Jones of the Atlanta Braves 2 years ago. Wave and a miss there. 1-2 on Damon. And Johnny's got a reason to want to put up some good numbers this year. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year, with some good outfielders coming into the marketplace like Rick Ankiel and Matt Holliday. One for one tonight and a run scored. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Talent is sent foul. Talent did well in that second inning after walking 3 and giving up a hit in the first to come out and get a 1-2-3. So here's the first batter of the third, and that's low, ball 3. Here's the payoff then. Strike 3 call. And Damon's punched out by Mike Riley.
That good pitch by Talent. Little cutter away. Just that little bit of movement that can freeze you as a left-handed batter, and he was able to keep it down. Slight little cut to the outside part of the plate.
Mark Teixeira is back. He walked in the first. Broken bat, and a leaping effort made by Roland, and it rolls out toward left field. And I wonder, Darren, if he lets that go, if Marco Scutaro makes the catch.
Marco Scutaro definitely makes the catch. Scutaro is there, and Marco believes that Roland had it too, so he didn't call him off, and the ball just was able to float just that little bit over top of his head. Look at Marco Scutaro is right there. And at the last second, Scott Rowland blocks him off.
So Teixeira with a base hit. And really the Yankees are giving it out, and now Teixeira is off and running, sliding into second as Rodriguez flies to center field. And he's got to get up and scamper back.
Alex Rodriguez should have taken this pitch. Mark Teixeira had a huge jump, went first move off the lefty Brian Talent, and had second base stolen easily. Look at this jump, just had it all the way, and if A-Rod lets it go, it's a chance to hit with a man on second base with 1 out.
Instead, 1 on, 2 away. Matsui, the hitter, he also walked in the first. In fact, Talent walked 3 men, walking in the lone run when he lost Nick Swisher. Give us your explanation as to why left-handed hitters seem to be hitting Brian Talent so well this year.
Well, the typical answer for when you see those type of numbers lefty on lefty is that the left-handed batter takes the changeup away from the left-handed pitcher. Typically, they don't want to use the changeup to a left-handed batter. They like using it with a righty, and Talent does have a good kind of dead fish, turn the ball over, changeup to right-handed batters. He pitches very well away are inside to righties but away to lefties. I think he has a little bit more trouble controlling the fastball on the inside part of the plate to lefties, and you've got to be able to stick that fastball into lefties to make them conscious of the pitch inside.
Two balls and a strike. A short lead for Teixeira at first, and now he's back. And he'll check him again.
It's a good running count. 2-1, 2 outs. Joe Girardi might try to send Teixeira. Brian Talent keeping an eye on him, making sure that he doesn't get that big jump like he did on the first pitch against A-Rod.
2-1, line to center field. Vernon Wells plays it, and it's an inning with not much for the Yankees. They get the base hit for Teixeira, nothing else, and we head to the bottom of the inning next on Sportsnet. High-speed internet, the fastest and most reliable, period. In 17 at-bats, Rod Barajas has 3 home runs against CC Sabathia. And Barajas gets his first chance here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, with the Blue Jays trailing the Yankees 1-0.
Rod Barajas, 7 hits, 3 home runs against CC Sabathia in 17 at-bats. That's hitting a nifty 412. CC likes running that cutter slider inside to righties and keeping it low, and Rod Barajas is a low ball hitter with an uppercut.
That may explain the 3 home runs.
Yeah. Falling right into Barajas's trap. Throwing it down in there.
He gets under that one, pops it up over near the Yankee dugout. Teixeira is there, and he puts away Barajas, out number 1. Hey, tonight we'd like to wish a happy 97th birthday to Elmer Laszlo, who's watching in Oakville, Ontario, my hometown. And also a happy birthday to Paul McLean. He turns 90 tomorrow, and he is watching in beautiful Bedeck, Nova Scotia on Sportsnet East. John McDonald in a starting assignment, his first of the year. Johnny Mac here, getting just his 14th at bat of the season. He came in midway through the game last night, replacing Aaron Hill at second base, and got a single to center field in the 9th inning.
Well, you take a start any way you can get it. First one of the year. It's a tough draw, though. You get CC Sabathia for your first one of the year and have to have 4 at-bats against him.
That's fouled away. CC won the Cy Young Award 2 years ago. The first of 2 consecutive by Cleveland Indians after Cliff Lee followed up last year. CC won 19 games that season. When he signed with the New York Yankees, he became the richest pitcher in baseball history as McDonald flies to center field. That contract, 7 years and $161 million, the most ever awarded to a free agent pitcher. And if you look at the numbers posted by Sabathia in comparison to those of Roy Halladay's,
I've said this a lot too. I think Roy Halladay's a bargain at $30 million over the next 2 years. 101 wins, only 43 losses. Look at that winning percentage, just phenomenal.
10 more complete games. And Sabathia is known for being a guy who can go the distance. Halladay picked up his first complete game effort in the opener Tuesday against A.J. Burnett and the Yankees.
Excuse me, I was just going to say there could be a case to be made that CC Sabathia is really the right-handed version, or the left-handed version of Roy Halladay, as numbers concerned.
Minus about 60 pounds.
Well, I mean, he's an innings eater. He throws complete games. He throws shutouts. He's a premier #1 guy.
I don't know what Halladay weighs, but this guy apparently tips the scales at 290. Standing 6'7". Not surprisingly, in high school out in the Oakland area, he was a tight end.
Yeah, I wonder if Trent Edwards would like to have that size of a man throwing a football too with the Buffalo Bills.
Not a bad idea. Here's the 2-1 to Scutaro, down and in. Scutaro's a career .400 hitter against Sabathia. Three and one. And a strike. Marco's no stranger to walking. He has done so 31 times this year. Here's the pitch from Sabathia. Drilled foul. You know, when he was traded to the Milwaukee Brewers, Sabathia and his wife took out a full-page ad in the Cleveland Plain Dealer.
Remember that.
Cost them about $13,000. Just to let the people in Cleveland know that he was grateful for the 10 years he spent there. Little blooper out towards second base. Here's Cano, and he's got it. Another 1-2-3 for Sabathia. He's off to a good start in this one against the Blue Jays. And regardless of what players think, they'd rather hit indoors, they'd rather hit inside. Cito Gaston's first concern was for the fans. He said our fans have spent way too much time indoors, and I think they'd like to sit outside tonight. So good for Cito. And it is a game worth watching outdoors, no question about that. Great to have the roof open, and great to have you with us tonight on Sportsnet. This is Jamie Campbell with Darren Fletcher. Scott Carson, our Sportsnet.ca columnist, is here as well. It's the Yankees and Blue Jays for the third time, their first meeting of the year. They'll see each other again in early July down in New York. This is the third of 17 games they'll play this year, as Nick Swisher is the first batter to see Talent here in the fourth inning. The right fielder walked in a run in that first inning, the only run of the game so far. Talent struggled in the first inning, but has only given up a single in the last two.
Yeah, he's able to settle down. I thought in that first inning he was in trouble. He was a couple hits away from letting this game get out of hand. He was able to get Robinson Cano on a hard ground ball to Kevin Millar. He got over there and was able to get him out.
John McDonald behind the bag at second, throws out Swisher.
Good positioning by John McDonald, cheating the ball, or cheating himself up the middle. Nick Swisher, pull hitter. Johnny Mac known for his glove. Fan favorite too. A lot of questions today to Cito Gaston and around the ballpark. Good to see John McDonald in the lineup.
Yeah, that caught you by surprise. He's a very popular athlete in this town.
Yeah, nice man.
Probably the most popular bench player in the city.
Good guy.
And though we haven't seen the Blue Jays turn a double play so far this night, you should be aware that John McDonald and Marco Scutaro are quite familiar with each other. They teamed together as a middle infield tandem in the minor leagues for several years with the Cleveland Indians under Joel Skinner. And Scutaro was the second baseman, McDonald the shortstop, so they've reversed positions tonight. Both came up with Cleveland, as did Brian Talent, as did Sabathia. Talent was drafted by the Indians second round back in 2000. Hits a ground ball up the middle. He can't kick it to himself, so Cano's got a single with one out.
Robinson Cano hitting lefties well this season. Base hit up the middle. And you had mentioned the Toronto Blue Jays and the Cleveland Indians. When I think of when I was a child, when I think of American League baseball, I really think of those two teams, kind of their outfits and that old stadium, the Mistake Lake by the by the lake in Cleveland, that big place that holds 70,000 people. Spot where Dave Stieb, did he throw his no-hitter there?
Yes, he did. Now, you would not have played there, would you?
I did not.
You did not play at Old Municipal Stadium. It was quite a building. And you're right, 70,000 seats or so. I saw a game there back in about 91, Kansas City and Cleveland, and there might have been 4,000 people filling 70,000 seats.
So that looked very empty.
Oh, my. Here's Brett Gardner, center fielder. Tried to bunt his way aboard in the second, but bunted the ball a little too hard. It rolled very quickly to John McDonald. Man on first is Cano, one away, fourth inning, 1-0 New York. As we learned last night, Gardner can fly. He hit one up against the wall in the fifth inning. And by the time the ball had hit the padded wall in right center field, he was touching second base.
He can run. Yankees minor league player of the year last season. Stole 37 bases in Scranton Wilkes-Barre AAA.
You see there the Angels with a walk-off victory against Boston in the bottom of the 12th inning. A day game played out at Angel Stadium, so that's good news for Blue Jays fans. There goes Cano, grounded to McDonald. He looks to second, but Cano's already there and takes the out at first. And now the number 9 hitter, Francisco Cervelli. We can update standings for you in the East. The Red Sox now a game and a half behind the Jays after dropping the last 2. Boy, I watched that game last night from Anaheim. Daniel Bard, a right-hander, top prospect with the Red Sox, made his big league debut in relief, and let me tell you, he can throw an easy 97. Here's Cervelli. Ball 1. The Yankees are in a catching quandary these days with injuries to both Jorge Posada and Jose Molina. So Cervelli's getting a turn. Kevin Cash caught the game on Tuesday.
They miss Jorge Posada. They get him back, get Nady healthy, give some options in the outfield for Joe Girardi.
Strike 2.
But their deal here in New York is they're having problems pitching. Pitching numbers are not very good. Bullpen numbers are not great. ERA is well over 5 as a team.
One and 2. Here's the pitch. Line to center field. Caught by Vernon Wells. A hit for the Yankees. 1 left. No score. It's a 1-0 Yankee lead. At the Quaker Steak and Lube, where you can get these chicken wings, and they are sensational. They've really expanded concessions. The Muddy York Market features the barbecued chicken nachos, smoked barbecued chicken, chopped jalapenos and onions with fresh salsa and sour cream on the side, all loaded into a tricolored tortilla chip. I mean, you can get pretty well everything, and they're encouraging people who are coming down to the ballpark to remember that you don't just have to eat hot dogs at the ballpark anymore. Get down here early and enjoy some of the feast, because we're going to.
Yeah, why not?
You're already into the chicken wings.
Yeah, you go ahead and take it from here, Jamie. I'm going to have some wings if you don't mind.
So phase one is now complete at Rogers Center in terms of the eateries, and they're going to be expanding into phase two a little later on in the season. So here's hoping we can update you on that as well, because it means free food for you and I.
There you go. Quaker Steak and Lube, kind of a play on the motor oil.
First one of its kind in this country, from what I understand. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Okay, more food is arriving. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and Aaron Hill hits it high in the air to right field. Swisher puts it away. I think what I just got was the tortilla chips covered in sour cream, and let me see if I can look at that before I spill it on my scorecard. Why don't you have you got the chicken wings.
All right,
I'll
take this right here. What is this here?
I'm not a big fan of sour cream. So
this is the chicken nachos.
There.
Yeah, right on the score.
I'm going to take your chicken wings.
Hey, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
It's all yours.
You want to turn your microphone off if you're going to eat those things?
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that.
There's Alex Rios, 1 for 1. No, go ahead, honestly. Go ahead and eat. I'll take care of this. And a strike.
It does look good. And this is a new place. Is it the first year that they've been in Rogers Center?
Yes. Yes. Rios hits it well to center field. Gardner back to the wall, and he looks and sees it's gone. A home run and a line shot at that. Give Alex Rios 3 home runs in his career against CC Sabathia.
Well, Rios puts a charge in this one. Wow. He hits this one hard. His third, like you said, off of CC Sabathia on his career, and he's 4th of the season. Fastball all over it. Line drive, home run, center field.
4th of the year. And that one hit a long, long way. There's a big cut by Vernon Wells. Alex hit one on Sunday, too, in Oakland. So 2 home runs inside a week. Maybe he's going to heat up now, and that's great news for the Blue Jays. A 1-1 game now. That's just the second hit the Jays have managed tonight, both coming from Rios. Oh, look out. Oh, my. That barrel of the bat as Wells grounds out. Goes into the seats about 2 rows above the Blue Jays dugout.
Is he all right? That hit pretty hard.
I can tell you there's a police officer right there right now. And they're tending to the gentleman who was hit by the barrel of Vernon Wells' bat. We continue to see this, Darren. And it's become a big enough problem in big league baseball that it has been addressed by the commissioner's office. The fact that so many bats in the last couple of years are flying into the stands.
It's the maple bats is what it is.
Yes, it is.
It's not the ash bat. The ash bat doesn't break cleanly like the maple bat does.
Well, mind you, as that ball is up and outside against Bautista, that bat that Hank Blaylock snapped in half and came around and hit Kerwin Danley about 3 weeks ago, that was an ash bat.
That's what an ash bat will do. If you occasionally you'll snap it, but you don't see these ash bats getting breaking like a piece of ice and flying into the stands.
There's the 2-0 swing and a miss, and I can tell you the gentleman's being led out now, and it looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, if I can stump a little bit, get on my high horse here, I really think it was a mistake by Major League Baseball in letting maple into the league. It's always been ash. Maple's a hard bat, or it's a hard wood. Lasts a long time. When it breaks, like you said, it saws right off and flies all over the place.
Two balls and two strikes on Jose Bautista in a 1-1 ball game here after Alex Rios hits his 4th of the year. And he goes after that one, striking out, and that ends the 4th inning. But Rios has tied the ball game at 1. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet. St. Louis, Missouri, you are allowed a maximum of 25 votes per email address. Here's a man who's been there multiple times. Derek Jeter back in the lineup. He missed the first 2. And we are now officially licking our fingers before writing anything in the scorecards, because
chicken wings,
quite frankly, these chicken wings are outstanding. Talent with the 0-1 pitch, and now it's 0-2 on Jeter, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
Derek Jeter, classic inside out swing. When I think of Derek Jeter, I think of trying to call fastballs on the inside part of the plate to him, thinking that you can jam him, and he slides his hands in and shoots the ball to right field. One of the all-time great other way hitters.
The 0-2, he lays off of it. One of the all-time greats in general. He has 241 hits against the Blue Jays. In Yankees history, 2,571, second only to the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. There's no question that Jeter, I'd say 5 years from now, will get to 3,000 hits if he stays healthy. No hit there, though. He's punched out. He's not happy about it either.
Well, it was a strike. Good two-seamer on the inside part of the plate. Catches the inside corner. It's a good pitch.
Back comes Johnny Damon now. 1 for 2, and a hard grounder taken by McDonald, perfectly positioned, 2 away.
Talent is settling in here nicely,
and he seemed to have picked up the pace a little bit.
He has.
Too. He started walking those batters in the first, and he was taking his time.
Yeah, he was struggling with his control, finding it now. Pitcher would say, I found my rhythm.
Here's Teixeira now. Teixeira got a $180 million contract. They gave $160 to CC Sabathia, another $80 million to AJ Burnett.
Yeah, they tied up a lot of money over the next 7 years.
Well, they spent what, about $250 million on 3 players. So third place can't be sitting well with Yankee fans at this point. Talent's a 31-year-old, born in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Lives in the offseason in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He played at Louisiana State. 3-1 on Teixeira. Last year, got into a career-high 51 games, all of them in relief. Missed about 3 weeks with a fractured toe in August. He gets a pop-up back of second. McDonald calls off Scudero, and he's got it. 1, 2, 3. Go the Yankees. 1, 2, 3 hitters. Memorial Cup preview show with Rob Faulds, Mike Brophy, Matt Duchene, who will be a first-round pick in the National Hockey League draft this year. He's with the Brampton Battalion of the OHL. Because the Memorial Cup is coming up beginning tomorrow with the host Rimouski Oceanic taking on Kelowna, the champions of the Western Hockey League. Game begins at 7 Eastern Time, 4 Pacific. The esteemed Peter Labardius will be joined in the booth by Sam Cosentino for the play-by-play. One to one is the game here. 5th inning of play. Scott Rowland, the hitter. Jamie Campbell is joined by a stuffed Darren Fletcher. Boy, you've just been plowing through that stuff over there.
No, now come on. I had a couple wings. That's all I had.
2-0. And Carson. That bucket we had is now pretty well empty.
Yeah, you guys worked that through.
The Yankees scored first. Damon doubled in the first inning. 3 walks later, he was brought in on a walk by Nick Swisher. And then last inning, Alex Rios hit one over the wall in center field. His 4th home run of the year, 3rd ever against CC Sabathia. And that tied the game at 1. So here we stand, bottom of the 5th inning. Ball 4, and he's walked the leadoff man. So Rolen trots down to first, and he draws his 10th walk of the year. That'll bring Kevin Millar up to face Sabathia.
Well, let's see if the Jays can get something cooking here in the 5th. Leadoff walk is a great way to get something rolling. I don't think Kevin Millar is going to bunt, but a little double in the gap might get things rolling.
He pops it up, and it drifts out of play. Despite the big contract, the 19-win season 2 years ago that netted him the Cy Young Award, CC Sabathia is a lot like Alex Rodriguez in that he has yet to perform well in the postseason. And that ball's out of play as well. Milwaukee got him to help them in the playoffs, and he propelled them to the postseason, going 11-2 once acquired. But then he pitched in the second game of the National League Division Series against Philadelphia and gave up 5 runs in 2 1/3, including a grand slam in that game to Shane Victorino. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he's punched out. Kevin Millar is gone looking.
Now this one here looks a little low to me. Millar's not happy with it. Crew chief Mike Riley thinks this is a strike. Let's take a peek and see if this is not down. Set up away. Borderline low. As a veteran like Kevin Millar is, you'd like to get this pitch.
Well, here's Rod Barajas. Now, you being a catcher, you're a good guy to ask, but Mike Riley, when the pitch is on the way, when the pitcher goes into his delivery, puts his right hand on the back of the catcher.
Right.
Would that bother you if you're Francisco Cervelli or Rod Barajas? Would that be bothersome?
Just lightly putting the hand on my back, no, it would not. Now, if you were leaning on me or pushing on me, I've had umpires lean on me. I've had umpires try to shove me back towards the middle of the plate. Don't like that. Umpires are always set up on the inside part of the plate. So you can see Mike Riley here setting up in between the catcher.
Barajas tags this one deep to right field. Swisher on the run, and it's off the wall. Swisher drops the ball, and so Rolen's coming home, and the Blue Jays take the lead.
Rod Barajas, 8 for 19 now off of CC Sabathia. Gives this one a ride. Thought maybe had a chance to get out. As you see, this ball is going to hit up against the wall. Nick Swisher might have had a chance to hit the cutoff man and have a play at the plate, but with that little drop, it's going to allow Scott Rolen to come on in. Nick Leyva sees the drop, waves him on in.
Barajas at second. John McDonald now fouls it back. So Toronto's on top now. And the lone walk so far issued by Sabathia hunts him after Barajas doubles to center. Here's Johnny Mack.
Now the two guys that have good numbers against CC Sabathia has come through here early. Rios home run, Rod Barajas double. Both guys, Jamie, low ball hitters, Barajas and Rios. And that's what CC Sabathia does well, is he keeps the ball down. He doesn't elevate it as much. Pitches down in the zone. Those two batters with their uppercut swings falls right into their trap.
1-1. He checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Slashed foul by McDonald. Barajas picks up his 10th double, 21st RBI, and propels the Jays into the lead here by 1. After McDonald, Marco Scutaro awaits on deck for the Jays. Two and two. Where John McDonald is concerned, Cito Gaston has asked him to try and pull the ball more. He figures when he tries to hit it to the opposite field, they often end up as fly ball outs. But in a situation like this, don't you want to try and hit it to the right side, at the very least, try and advance Barajas from second?
With nobody out and a man on second, yes. With one out, all bets are off, and McDonald's just on his own to try to drive him in.
There's Sabathia staring in at the 2-2. Quick look over at Barajas. And McDonald scoots that ball up the middle, a base hit. Barajas rounds. Here's the throw from Gardner, and he is out. Rod Barajas thrown out trying to score. And the throw on the money from center fielder Brett Gardner.
Well, this ball's not hit all that hard, but Gardner, as fast as he is, he comes up, fields it quickly, and makes a strong throw. Let's see if Rod Barajas gets a good jump. Base hit, yeah, he gets a good jump, but he's a catcher. He doesn't run great. It's the right thing to do by Nick Label to try to send him, get him in, but just not enough wheels to be able to make it. Definitely out. Nice tag.
So John, with a base hit, he advances to second on the play. And so he's in scoring position now. 2 down. Marco Scutaro, the hitter, and he grounds to short. There's Jeter. And the inning is over. Still, the Blue Jays pick up a run on 2 hits and now lead the Yankees. It's Toronto 2, New York 1. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet. So Saturday night into Sunday morning, the Blue Jays host the Florida Marlins. $95 per person. Includes a tour of the Blue Jays clubhouse, an autograph session, and so much more. So book now. You can call 416-341-1710 or look for information on BlueJays.com. Here are the Jays in the lead now as we begin the 6th inning. Tonight on Rogers Sportsnet, it's the Jays and Yankees for the 3rd and final time in this series. Jamie Campbell is with Darren Fletcher. Sam Cosentino's off on his Memorial Cup assignment in Rimouski. Rodriguez, Matsui, and Swisher for the Yankees in the 6th. Laced and caught by Scott Rowland. Oh, what a play!
Scott Rowland, always a good glove. Takes a double away from A-Rod. Turns on this ball. Look at this play. That's why they call it the hot corner. Got to be on your toes. Got to have good reaction over there. And Scott Rowland, one of the best at third base.
You know who appreciates that?
Yeah, Brian Talent.
Number
Absolutely.
56.
That's a man on second base and
nobody out.
Nobody out.
And he's really settled in nicely here. He looked, frankly, terrible in that first inning.
Yeah, settled in. Couple nice plays.
Had a visit from Brad Arnsberg.
Brett Gardner throws out Barajas at the plate. Was a nice throw. Now Blue Jays come up with a little leather themselves.
And there's an indication of him settling down. 24 pitches in the first. His most since just 14 in the 4th inning. As he faces Matsui, the pitch inside, 2-1. Matsui did not play yesterday. Came out of the game halfway through Tuesdays with a hamstring strain. He gets under that one, lifting it to left center field, and Bautista's lost it. That's okay. Vernon Wells is there. Never hurts to have a little backup from your center fielder.
That's why you get over there.
So Nick Swisher comes back. So far this year, Swisher hitting right-handed, bats .259, right about .250 hitting left. One and oh, the kick and the pitch from Talent, and it's fouled out of play. One last birthday wish on the night, and it goes to Arthur Kane, who's watching in Orillia, Ontario. Happy 90th to you, Arthur.
Roy Halladay's birthday's today.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. I spoke to him before the game.
Did you?
The reason I looked at you with a blank face is because the first thing he said to me is, please don't mention it on the air.
Why?
I don't know, but I forgot to tell you.
My bad. Whoever.
That's all right. You owe Doc dinner. Kind of typical Halladay, is it not, though? He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
Too bad. You're one of the best pitchers in the game.
Roy, I want it on record. I wasn't going to say anything. I can't control what Fletcher says. All 4. So Swisher walks. Talent had walked 3 in the first inning and hasn't walked 1 since. He faces Robinson Cano. since that first when he walked 3, gave up the double to Damon. Talent has allowed a Teixeira hit, and really only because Scott Rowland screened Scudero from making a catch on a soft liner. Gave up a base hit up the middle to Cano, and that's been it. And now here's Robinson again, who was named after Jackie Robinson and wears 42 reversed in his honor. Inside pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year, Cano had his worst season statistically, hitting just .271. 14 home runs, 72 RBIs for the Yankees a year ago. He does his best work after the All-Star break. In fact, he's a career .327 hitter once the Midsummer Classic has come and gone. There's the 1-1. Inside again. Talent was just barely able to beat Cano to the first base bag in the first inning on a grounder that was picked up by Millar. That got him out of a situation with the bases loaded. There's a swing and a miss, 2-2. If you caught the game on Saturday from Oakland, it happened a couple of times where Talent, who is obviously a left-hander and falls to the third base side, had to really hustle over on grounders to first base, and at one point found he was actually behind Ryan Sweeney, so he took the shuffle from the first baseman and just tagged Sweeney, who was running beside him. Looking for a strikeout here of Robinson Cano. 1 on for the Yankees, 2 out, 6th inning, and the pitch grounded softly to McDonald. An easy play, and that does it for the Yankees here in the top of the 6th inning. A walk but no runs, still a 2-1 lead, Toronto. See, and here's hoping for many, many more of these type of nights as we get closer and closer to summer. To this point, Brian Talent has outpitched CC Sabathia. The Jays with 2 runs on 4 hits. New York with a run on 3 hits. Brian's been a little wild. CC has not. He's only walked 1, but that one, Scott Rowland, came in on a Rod Barajas double last inning. And so the designated hitter, Aaron Hill, faces Sabathia, and he turns on that ball and yanks it down the line. Damon charging in, and it's out of his reach. Aaron is the team leader with 9 home runs. His latest came in that classic game on Tuesday, an 8th inning shot off A.J. Burnett that made a winner of Roy Halladay. Doc is now 7-1 on the year. The 0-2 fouled away. Like Brian Talent, Aaron also went to Louisiana State. He was taken with the 13th overall choice in the 2003 draft. Swings over top of that breaking ball, and he goes down on strikes.
Well, we've got ourselves a nice little pitching duel going on here.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
CC Sabathia is being stingy with the hits and the runs, and so is our Brian Talent.
Here's Alex Rios again, who went deep his last time up.
Well, you wouldn't expect it when you look at this matchup on paper. Oh, if you started the season saying, well, you're going to have Brian Talent have to match up against CC Sabathia.
Here's what Alex did in the 4th inning.
A low ball hitter, low fastball.
And 4th home run of the season. But you're right. This was a mismatch from a purely pitching perspective to start the game. But what's the old saying? That's why they play them. And Brian Talent, really, yes, he's been dragged out of the bullpen to replace Jesse Litch. Yes, he is a career relief pitcher. But his last 2 outings have shown he's capable of being a decent starter, too. 1-1. Now 2 balls and a strike on Rios.
And that's why the guys that make the decisions and talk about during the preseason who's going to win, who looks good in 09, because they look at these type matchups and they say, well, the Yankees got CC Sabathia, they got A.J. Burnett, Chin-Ming Wong, Chamberlain, Phil Hughes. No reason not to pick them to be a contender. I'm not saying that they've at 16 and 17 that they're done. Of course, you throw in Andy Pettit in there too. But a Brian Talent matchup against CC Sabathia, and look what you're getting. Jays are winning this ball game. They're 23-13.
Ball 4 to Rios. He's the second man walked by Sabathia tonight. In their first season with the Yankees, Sabathia 2-3. AJ suffered his first loss 2 nights ago here at the hands of the Blue Jays. And Teixeira's just hitting above the Mendoza line, though he does have 7 home runs, and that is a whole lot of money just for this year being paid out.
And what's Brian Talent making? Under $2 million?
I think $1.9 million. Popped up by Vernon. Derek Jeter calls for it and has it. 2 gone. At least he didn't break his bat that time. That was a scary scene when he came up in the 4th inning, and the barrel of his bat came around his left shoulder and ended up about 2 rows deep in the behind the Blue Jays dugout. You know, we were talking about bats, and I actually received a letter recently from a furniture maker out in Mission, BC, a gentleman by the name of Lawrence Hardy, who's actually written to Major League Baseball suggesting they alter the rule that requires bats be constructed from a single piece of wood. His claim is that if you take two pieces and glue them together, the slant in the wood grain of the two pieces would sort of neutralize one another and make the bat stronger.
Right. You say he's a furniture maker, so he knows how
probably
to
knows a thing or two about it. Bautista struck out twice. 1-1 is the count here. Rios is gone, and it's fouled away. Not a bad decision to send Rios to try and get him into scoring position.
Not at all. The way Brian Tallett's pitching, going up by a couple would be big here. 2 outs. Cito Gaston thinking about putting another Blue Jay in scoring position. Only thing 1 and 2 here gives the option for Joe Girardi to possibly use a pitch out. Cervelli's setting up on the inside part of the plate. And I say that because a guy, once you see the catcher kind of creeping in on the inside part of the plate, you know that's not going to be a pitch out. If it was a pitch out, you would see the catcher kind of set up down the middle or even cheat his body away. 2-2 here now. You don't pitch out. You might throw over to first base. Yeah, he gave him the thumb. I think that's the throw over.
That is often called, if not exclusively called, from the dugout, is it not?
Yes.
So Cervelli gets that sign from Girardi's bench coach.
Right.
And then drops the thumb.
We'll get the throw over, the pitch out, the step off, all from the bench. Fastball away, changeup. Looks like he went to 3 sets of signs and wants to go with the wiggle. Change.
Ground ball, and Jeter takes the baseball, flips to second in time. Oh my!
Oh, I thought he was in there. That was a slow developing play. I thought Rios had his foot in there. He was sliding in. I thought he was popping up. Let's take a peek. Nice play by Jeter to stop it. A little tougher from that angle. This is where you'll see it. Safe.
Canada Trust Comfort Zone. On the left there is Lee Evans, wide receiver. And on the right, Trent Edwards, quarterback for the Bills. Hello, gentlemen.
How you doing?
How's it going, guys?
Well, are you guys having a good time tonight? Because it's been a long day for you.
It has, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been, an experience like no other. So it's been, we're just enjoying it.
Well, you got the great seats, courtesy of TD Canada Trust. And before the game tonight, you got a little batting practice, and I couldn't believe the number of people that turned out to watch you guys hit. Who of the two of you was most successful?
We'll say it's a tie, but guys, I don't know if you guys see any footage of Lee hitting any home runs up there, do you? I know there's some shots of me doing it.
Here's Trent. Here's Edwards right here. And the body language was interesting. I mean, you tried and willed it over the wall and left. And then now we see number 83 himself hitting from the right side, Lee Evans.
Yeah, not so much, man. I'm trying to just get on base. I had a couple base hits. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Brett Gardner just walked here to lead off against Brian Talent.
Well, what I wanted to ask is I'm a former catcher, Trent, and I've caught plenty of first pitches in my day. I want to get your reaction. You throw the football 50 yards at will, and the first pitch got away from you a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I was trying to throw a four-seam fastball there. It kind of caught on my hand.
Got caught in your hand.
It almost missed the batter's box too. It was so far left, it was ugly.
But the worst part about it was he told him to back up. Like, all right, back up. I got this. Back up.
Right.
Jessica Simpson could have hit Vernon's glove.
Oh, I was impressed with Vernon's scooping ability there. He made a nice play, so that helped me out.
Lead man is on for the Yankees here in a tight ball game, 2-1, and we're joined by Lee Evans and Trent Edwards of the Buffalo Bills.
Either of you guys play a lot of baseball when you were young? Or was it all football?
No, I played Little League and Pony League going into all the way through 8th grade, but not in high school or anything. So it's been a while for me, but I don't know about League.
Yeah, no, I played Little League maybe through 6th grade or something like that. So it's been a while for me. I was a pitcher, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So batting wasn't my strong suit.
And Lee, you grew up in Cleveland and went to high school, the same high school as an Academy Award-winning actress, did you not?
Yes, indeed. Halle Berry.
Did you know her?
I didn't know her, but I know some people that know her.
Wow,
so
I don't know that.
I was actually in our guidance office one day when she called the guidance counselor because they were real tight. So it's about as close as I've come.
So what will we expect from the Buffalo Bills this next winter? You know what?
It's exciting. I think a lot of moves have been made in the right direction, and some needs were addressed, and I think we're all just really excited about what's going on going into the season with a feeling of excitement. So,
who's that guy you got from Dallas?
You guys probably know him better than I do right now. No, to be honest, guys, we play in a tough division. We got to play all those AFC teams twice. We got to play the Patriots starting opening night, Monday night against them at Foxborough. So, we started off the season pretty well last year, and we kind of hit a tough patch there in the middle of the year and finished off decent. But, we've got to put together a 16-game season and start winning some football games here pretty soon.
Well, here's a 1-0 pitch to Cervelli, who tries to bunt it, but not successfully. It's fouled away. Lee, I must ask you, with the acquisition of Terrell Owens, do you think that might open up a little bit of space in the backfield for you?
Hey, that's what it's supposed to do. I think that's the thinking behind it. And so I think the opportunities for, the opportunities go up. There'll be a lot more opportunities out there for guys to make plays. So, I think that's really the exciting part about it. So now it's just a matter of putting it on the field and making it work, because now we have the pieces to really be successful.
And you'll be playing a regular season game here against the Jets in, I believe, December. So we will wish you guys the best of luck. I like your theme tonight, eating during the broadcast. We've been doing that all night. So
these peanuts are good.
Yeah, might as well continue. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
That is Lee Evans and Trent Edwards of the Buffalo Bills, enjoying the peanuts and the TD Canada Trust Comfort Zone. And watching as the Yankees have the speedy Brett Gardner on base here. Number 9 hitter Francisco Cervelli is up. 2-1. Gardner's gone, and there's a base hit to left field because Scudero had cut over to try and cover the bag, and it works perfectly for the Yankees. That's exactly how it's supposed to go if you're the hitting team.
That's the way you draw it up on a hit and run. There goes Gardner, hit and run. Marco Scudero switches up the coverage and goes ahead and he's going to take the throw at second base, and Cervelli hits the baseball right past him. Typically what you would have is you'd have the second baseman cover, thinking that on a hit and run that they would try to hit the ball the other way, but Scudero goes ahead and tries to cover, and it backfires.
Cito Gaston comes out, and he's already called for the right-hander Jason Frazier to face Derek Jeter. So the night comes to an end for Brian Talent with 2 on and nobody out in the 7th. The Jays holding a slim 2-1 lead. Frazier will come in now and deal with Jeter. Brian Talent is out, and Jason Frazier, who's been terrific this year, comes into the game with a 0.71 ERA.
So he's just allowed 1 run over his last 14 appearances. 7 hits and 12 2/3 innings pitched, and he's earned himself to be the go-to right-hander for Cito Gaston in a tight spot here. Perfect hit and run executed by the Yankees. Counts 2-1. Got a speedy guy at first base. Why not send him? Little base hit bingo with Marco Scudero trying to cover. Works out perfect.
And so that gives New York the opportunity, with nobody out, to tie this ball game. Gardner now 90 feet away, and one of the game's great hitters at the plate.
And one of the game's great contact hitters, even though he struck out his last at bat. This situation here with first and third, nobody out, you want to have a contact hitter up the plate, and that's what the Yankees got right now.
And perhaps Cito Gaston was looking at the numbers when he brought in Jason Frazier, because Frazier has held Jeter to a 188 batting average in his career. Just 3 hits in 16 attempts against Frazier. There's a strike. So Jason gets ahead of Jeter. And this may be the only batter that Frazier faces, because you've got a left-hander on deck in Johnny Damon and Jesse Carlson warm and ready in the bullpen.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Those kind of numbers, Frazier really owning Jeter.
He inside out that ball, and it's into right field, a base hit. Gardner comes home and ties the game, and you talked about it earlier.
Classic inside out. Wow. Derek Jeter right there. Fastball inside, pulls his hands in and shoots the ball the other way. New York fans have seen this time and time again. Inside, look at how far he opens up his hips and pulls his hands inside to get a little bit of barrel on this ball. Clutch base hit.
We are now tied at 2, and there's the situation. First and second, no one out. The red-hot Johnny Damon coming up. Mark Teixeira's on deck. Alex Rodriguez is now in the hole. You've got some all-stars ready to bat for the Yankees here. Strike one. Frazier has allowed just 8 base hits in 12 2/3 innings. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Damon. A swing and a miss. So he's 0-2.
Hey, you don't bring in Jesse Carlson in this situation. You've got him warmed up down there, but he'd only face one batter himself. He'd face Johnny Damon. Then you'd have to pull him out because you've got the switch hitter and Teixeira after Damon. Then you got Alex Rodriguez, a right-handed batter. Jason Frazier's going to have to buckle up and get some out here because he's not going to get any help until you get maybe to Matsui, maybe to Cano. So he's got 3 or 4 hitters here.
Strike 3. Damon's gone looking.
Well, you haven't seen this too often in the last 10 days. A poor at bat by Johnny Damon. Put away quickly. Frazier jumped ahead and goes right after him with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Good pitch. But it doesn't get any easier in this Yankee lineup. Now it's Teixeira's turn.
Hitting just 207, but certainly dangerous to go deep at any time. Breaking ball in for a strike. Frazier, as you probably know, has added a 3rd pitch. He's a fastball, slider, and now changeup guy. Really been effective for the Blue Jays this year, and he gets a swing out of Teixeira. That heater comes in at 95 miles an hour.
Blew it right by him.
So what do you throw him on 0-2 if you're catching tonight?
Not a strike. Pitcher's pitch. Down and away, breaking ball in the dirt, or fastball up and in. 0-2, you've got all sorts of spots you can go. The one thing you don't want to do is make some sort of silly mistake and hang a breaking ball or miss location with a fastball over the heart of the plate. That's a fastball in. You talk about the Yankees' pitching problems this year, their bullpen in specifically, but hitting with runners in scoring position has been a problem too.
One and two. Sent fouling out of play. So he started him off with a breaking ball. Blew a fastball past him on the 2nd pitch. Threw a fastball inside on the 3rd pitch. Another fastball fouled away. That's low and away. 2-2.
Yankees hitting .252 with runners in scoring position to start this ball game. Hitting .320 against lefties with Brian Talent, but have been struggling coming up with a big hit with guys on base. That's what they paid this guy a ton of money for, is to come through in situations like this.
Breaking ball, and he gets a piece.
Breaking ball hangs a little bit. It's a little bit high. Teixeira has a nice hack at it, fouls it off. Jason Frazier would like to have that ball down. Breaking ball up around a hitter's eyes is trouble. Whatever happens here, it's been a good at bat for Teixeira's. Fell behind in the count. Now he's worked it back to 2-2. This is similar to an at bat that Robinson Cano had last night, where he fouled off a bunch of pitches, 3-2, 4 or 5 pitches, and ends up getting a base hit. It's always concerning when a guy sees 4 and 5 pitches and different pitches can keep fouling them off.
2-2 into center field, not deep at all. Wells is there, and the second out is made, and that's a big one too.
Very big. Teixeira's just not getting the head out on the good fastball. They challenged him with the heater, and Jason Frazier just had too much heat for him. Threw him one breaking ball that was high, but everything else was just peppered. Guess who's up the plate?
Same reception every night, it seems, for Alex Rodriguez, who was 0 for 3, robbed of a double last time up on a diving play, a beauty at that, made by Scott Rowland. There's what A-Rod sees. Jeter over at first, Cervelli at second. This game now tied at 2 after Jeter brought home Gardner. Fouled back 0-1. Here is one of the great home run hitters of this time. He's 12th on the all-time list with 554 home runs. 9 more ties him with Reggie Jackson for 11th place.
Good numbers against Frazier. 5 for 10, no homers, 3 Ks. Talk about coming into a tight spot, first and second, nobody out, able to get Johnny Damon to punch out on a fastball away, then pops up to Teixeira. But your night's not done. You got to get A-Rod with 2 outs. That's why you got to be fearless as a reliever. Got to be able to come in and throw strikes, and that's what Frazier's been able to do here in this first part of the season. Using a lot of fastballs. When he first came up, his breaking ball was really big, and I felt he fell behind in the count a lot with this big breaking ball. Shortened up his breaking ball. Always had a good fastball, but really showing a lot of guts out there tonight coming after these big hitters.
He kind of felt when he couldn't throw the curveball for strikes, guys would end up sitting on the heater, and it would hurt him. Been a good fastball tonight, though. 0-2 on Alex Rodriguez. 2 on, 2 out here in the 7th inning. Pitch on the way, and that misses. Didn't miss by much, though.
Not by much at all. Good pitch by Frazier. Pitcher's pitch down and in to Alex Rodriguez. Just a little bit off the plate.
A-Rod's locked in. Here comes Frazier. Ball 2.
That gives you a good indication on how they want to work Alex Rodriguez. 0-2, and they throw 2 fastballs on the inside part of the plate, so that tells me as an ex-catcher that Alex Rodriguez likes to look for something away with 2 strikes, like a breaking ball. And a lot of times that's when you're a big-time hitter like Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, of course, half the lineup for the Yankees, is that teams will jump ahead of you, and if they get ahead in the count, they want to just flip you a bunch of junk. So these big-time hitters start becoming very good breaking ball hitters. So what do you do to combat that is that you pitch away early, and then you really crowd them late in the count, and that's what Jason's doing right now to A-Rod.
Frazier deals. Sky to right field and playable for Rios. To a degree in favor of the Yankees last night, but this has been a pitcher's duel.
Well-pitched ball game. CC Sabathia has lived up to the billing, throwing well for the Yankees, but the two Blue Jays guys, Bryan Talent backing up a couple strong outings with another 6+ strong innings tonight. And how about the job Jason Frazier does getting out of the top of the 7?
No, he gives up the base hit to Jeter that scored the tying run. He managed to strike out Damon and got flyouts from Teixeira and Rodriguez. 3 very dangerous hitters, and that preserves the tie and gives the Blue Jays a chance in the bottom of the 7th here to try and get it back as Sabathia faces Scott Rowland. Rowland sends this ball out of play. Rowland's 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the 5th inning. He'll be followed by Kevin Millar and then Rod Barajas. We certainly thank you for joining us tonight on Sportsnet for this final game of a 3-game series. 0-2, Sabathia to Rowland inside. The Jays start a 4-gamer with Chicago tomorrow night. John Danks will be on the hill for the White Sox. Brett Cecil makes his 3rd big league start. And then we're back on the air Saturday as Bartolo Colon faces rookie Robert Ray. 2-2. A programming note for you: Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 3 straight day games. All begin at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific time here on Sportsnet. Check swing, and that's down the line and foul. Sabathia's up to 85 pitches. Here's the 2-2. Line to left field and well hit. Damon can't get there. Takes a wild bounce, and Rowland has a double.
Nice night for Scott Rowland.
He's had a great series.
He has. He robbed A-Rod of a double down the line. And he gets a double of himself. CC Sabathia gets a breaking ball up.
Rowland now 6 for 10 in this 3-game set. And quickly gets into scoring position. Kevin Millar sees a ball down. Millar's 0 for 2, flying out and striking out. Playing a bit of a part-time role with the Jays, getting in to face left-handers. But he has certainly proved himself to be a savvy hitter in his time in the big leagues. Hits this one high and deep to center field. Gardner backs up. Rowland tags. And he's off to third. Well, that's a productive out.
It is. As a hitter there, you wanted to hit the ball hard someplace to the right side or a deep fly ball. Kevin Millar hits a well-struck fly ball to center field. Scott Rowland tagging all the way. Strong arm by Gardner, too. Watch this. This ball makes it all the way in the air. Sets his feet, launches it.
Now, Joe Girardi comes out to the mound to talk to Sabathia, and he knows that Rod Barajas coming up has hit Sabathia quite well in their meetings.
It's exactly what they're talking about. They're saying, do you want to... Joe Girardi is saying, do you want to walk him or do you want to go after him? I'd walk him.
That's exactly what they're going to do. They will instead deal with John McDonald, the number 9 hitter. Well, it was Barajas who doubled and drove in a run in the 5th, driving one deep to right center field. So they'll put him on and try and get a ground ball out of John McDonald instead.
I don't know if Cito would do it, but it'd be a good time for a squeeze play.
I was just thinking along those lines as Travis Snyder looks on. He normally hits in the number 9 spot.
Oh, with Snyder being a left-handed batter, you've got Lyle Overbay on the bench, lefty. Adam Lynn on the bench, lefty. CC Sabathia, of course, very tough on left-handed batter. Cito Gaston's going to stick with McDonald here.
And the only right-hander on the bench is backup catcher Raul Chavez. As this is popped into foul ground, Teixeira on the run over there, and it's just beyond his reach.
Blue Jays would have been fortunate if he catches this baseball.
I was just thinking that. Rowland could have tagged
easily.
And Teixeira, with his back turned to home, would have had to make a perfect throw to get him. So it's one strike on McDonald. Barajas at first. Rowland 90 feet away at third. And another one, and this ball heads for the seats and out of play. Johnny Mack in his first starting assignment of the year is 1 for 2. He's singled against Sabathia in the 5th inning. At one time they were teammates with the Cleveland Indians. Oh, 0-2. Swing and a miss, and McDonald strikes out.
That's a good pitch. Went with a bigger breaking ball there and kept it down, and Johnny Mack swings over the top. Disappointed with the at-bat. Had a couple fastballs to hit. Wasn't able to get the head out and fouled him towards the right side. It's a tough assignment when you're facing CC Sabathia and you're sitting 0-2. Try to make contact.
Well, then Marcos Scutaro is then given the task of trying to drive in this run. 2 out, first and third, and that one almost hit him. Marcos hitting .308 this year with runners in scoring position and 2 out. Here's the 1-0. Jesse Carlson adjusting the pant leg. He's been up for a while now.
Imagine he'll go in.
And Scutaro backs out, scheduled for the Yankees in the top of the 8th inning. Left-handed hitting Hideki Matsui, a switch hitter in Nick Swisher, and another lefty, Robinson Cano. First, Sabathia has to get out of this. 2-0 to Scutaro, and that's up for ball 3. So one more pitch out of the strike zone, and Sabathia will have to face the Blue Jays' best hitter. Mind you, Aaron Hill is 0 for 3 tonight and is feeling a little sore around the left shin, but he awaits on deck, watching this with interest. CC sets for the 3-1. Here it comes. In for ball 4. Seemed to trip off the mound, too. Bases loaded now. Sabathia's pitch count is right at 100.
Right man, right spot for the Toronto Blue Jays. Aaron Hill going to get a chance. He's only 3 for 18 against CC Sabathia. Started off the game 3 for 15 with that 0 for 3.
But he has been doing it all year, and check these numbers. Aaron, with runners in scoring position and 2 out this year, hitting .381. 8 hits and 21 at bats. He rises to the occasion. And he gets a strike there, swinging over top of the breaking ball. 0-1.
Well, he had a cut, too. Aaron Hill, first pitch, fastball hitter. Guessing fastball. Sabathia throws the breaking ball. Super aggressive early in the count is Aaron Hill.
That's a ground ball picked up by Rodriguez. The toss to second, and they get out of it, leaving the bases loaded. So after 7, it's tied at 2 here at Rogers Center. The Yankees and Blue Jays deadlocked at 2. Tuesday night was an absolute classic. Roy Halladay, a complete game victory over A.J. Burnett and the New Yorkers. So here comes yet another good reliever for the Jays. Jesse Carlson with a 2.70 ERA. Makes his 18th appearance of the year and pitches in the 8th inning against New York.
Last appeared in Oakland. Pitched 2/3 of an inning. Cito Gaston's going to bring him in here and face the left-hander Hideki Matsui. Nick Swisher. Of course, Swisher's a switch hitter, but he's a better left-handed hitter than he is a right-handed hitter. And then Robinson Cano. But in-game box here, Derek Jeter with a big base hit. Frazier pitched well, but that first batter he faced, Jeter got a fastball inside and did his thing. Kept the hands inside and base hit.
Well, here's Hideki Matsui, who was 0 for 2. He's walked once in the ball game. And to be a left-handed hitter facing Jesse Carlson, it must be so difficult to pick up the baseball.
Well, when you watch him, looks like he's jumping right towards the first base line. Then he throws across his body. Look where his body ends up after he delivers the baseball. Hard for a left-handed batter to keep his front shoulder in on Jesse Carlson. Tendency is to fly off.
2-2. Jesse pitched brilliantly last year. Had a 7-2 record. Struck out 55. Walked only 21 in 60 innings of work. 2-2 pitch laced foul down the line. Carlson, in fact, retired the first 9 hitters he faced in the major leagues. He made his debut against the A's on April 10th of last season. Matsui the hitter. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it's drilled to center field. Rios chasing it down. And that ball is gone. A home run. And now the Yankees lead. Hideki Matsui's 4th of the season, and the New Yorkers are on top 3-2.
You don't know how tough this is to hit this type of lefty. Slider. Stays on it. This slider here by Jesse Carlson stays just a little bit too close to Matsui. If he gets that ball another 3 inches away, it's probably a fly ball to center field, but he left it middle half with Matsui bailing the way he does, able to drop head on it and hit a home run. But tough assignment for Matsui. Tough pitch, hits it out.
Strike one to Nick Swisher. That home run really changed the environment in the building tonight. And so Carlson now battles the switch hitter. Nick has walked twice, grounded out once. His walk in the first inning came with the bases loaded and brought in the game's first run. New York led this one after 1 inning. Toronto tied it with a home run in the 4th from Alex Rios. The Jays took the lead in the 5th. And then the Yankees came back to tie last inning and now lead by a run here in the 8th. Swisher flies to center. And he's the first out. And it brings up another left-handed hitter in Robinson Cano. Jesse took the loss in Minneapolis on the 14th of April, a month ago tonight. Gave up a 2-out double to Joe Creedy in the 11th inning. And that scored Justin Morneau with the winning run. He goes after that one upstairs and strikes out. Cano's gone, 2 away. And Brett Gardner due to hit.
There's this crossfire fastball. Jesse Carlson lets this one go with a little anger on it.
Here comes the speedy center fielder who walked and scored in the 7th, tying the game on Jeter's base hit. Had a career night last night with his first ever home run. That came off Scott Richmond. He tripled later on in the ball game, and that hit him in the arm. He'll take a base, and there's a rabbit loose.
The fastball just nicks his forearm. Now, of course, if he holds up his swing, but if he would not check swing it and take a full hack there, that's a strike. But he was able to hold up. Ball did nick him on the forearm. That's a good opportunity for him to run. Watch for a few throwovers at first base here.
None there against Cervelli.
Well, he's going to go at some point during this at bat. If the at bat goes deep, Cervelli might swing at the first pitch here and ground out, but there's a few pitches into this at bat. I imagine Gardner's going to go.
Cervelli lines to left field. That's a base hit. So the backup catcher has 2 hits tonight. And it's first and second New York. Let's see where this ball hits Gardner. Well, it seemed to graze his left bicep, just along the side.
Just ruffled the uniform.
Just barely. And with Derek Jeter coming to the plate, Cito Gaston goes to the bullpen once again. Brandon Lee comes on, and with that, we'll take a short break and return to Rogers Center. inning, and he's on to make his 15th appearance of the season, and he will face Derek Jeter.
Came in last night's ball game, pitched an inning. 6 guys Cito Gaston brought into last night's ball game. He pitched an inning.
Runners on base include Brett Gardner over at second, Francisco Cervelli at first. Derek Jeter drove in the tying run. That pitch is wide of the plate, 1-0. Jeter now with 2,572 hits in his career. His latest tied the game. New York has since taken the lead against Jesse Carlson on a Matsui home run. 3-2 for the Yankees. They're 1 for 7 tonight with 8 left in scoring position. 1-1 from Lee. Brandon has allowed 9 earned runs over 16 2/3 this year. He's been a little wild in the early going. There's an easy ground ball, and Scudero combines with McDonald to get the force. That ends the top of the 8th inning, but in it the Yankees take a 1-run lead. The Rios bobblehead, and it's also fan photo day presented by Henry's. So 2 hours before game time, you're allowed to go out onto the field and take pictures of your favorite Jays. You must have a ticket to enter, and you must bring your own camera. The gates will open at 11 a.m. local time for a 1:07 first pitch. There's the new right fielder for the Yankees. Melky Cabrera replaces Nick Swisher. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters face CC Sabathia.
And the biggest out this inning for CC Sabathia will be this batter, the first batter. Rios 2 for 2 already. We've already talked about how well he's hit the ball off of him.
Two and 0. Alex singled to right field on a blooper in the first inning. Hit his 4th home run of the year in the 4th inning. That was a line drive shot to center field, and then walked in the 6th, so he's reached 3 times and has a favorable count here at 2-0. Sabathia and Cervelli take too much time, so he backs out. Catcher sets up outside, and that's where the pitch goes. 3-0. Here are the Jays trying to get that run back in the 8th inning. Three balls, one strike is the count. Vernon Wells is on deck, hitless in 3 trips. The 3-1 pitch is caught by Cabrera. And you said it. There's a big first out for CC.
CC falls behind in the count. 3-1. He's got to come to him, too. Good hitter's count. Fastball. Rios doesn't get it.
Let's see what Vernon can do with one away.
Vernon not happy with that first called strike. Slider in.
There's ball 1. It's been an interesting strike zone tonight from Mike Riley.
A few guys have taken a peek back.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Hit high and deep to left center field. Back goes Gardner, and he's right at the wall. He almost got one.
Wow, he hit that ball hard. I thought when it left the bat, it had a chance to get out. Might have caught it just a little off the end of the bat. It's one of those balls, too, Jamie, that if the dome is closed, does it carry better?
You tell me.
Well, typically, it does carry better to that. Like I said, the power alleys in center field carries better when it's closed.
Swing and a miss from Jose Bautista.
For some reason, the wind kind of comes over the top of this place, catches that big, massive area in center field and shoves the ball down.
A scorcher to first, picked up by Teixeira. He makes the play himself, and CC gets a 1-2-3 8th inning. Off to the 9th with New York ahead by 1. And it's on tonight here on Rogers Sportsnet, a 3-2 Yankee lead entering the 9th inning. Scott Downs becomes the 5th pitcher of the night for the Blue Jays.
Scott Downs, 2.2 ERA, 15 games, 3 save opportunities, 3 out of 3. Good opposing average, and a guy that's going to, looks like, get even more opportunities to save games while B.J. Ryan comes up. They're going to start B.J. off in the bullpen as a middle reliever or setup. Let Scott keep trying to close games out. But in this situation here, when you're down by a run, why not bring in your closer, try to keep it there in the top of the ninth?
It'll be Johnny Damon, Mark Teixeira, and Alex Rodriguez for the Yankees. Ball 1 from Downs. We touched on this earlier. B.J. Ryan is to be activated tomorrow. He'll be back in uniform for the Blue Jays. There's a chopper to first taken by Millar, and Damon is erased. And when Ryan comes back, he apparently is on board with the idea of not being the closer. There's the man who assumes the role until he fails.
Yeah, I wouldn't really read a whole lot into it. The guy has had some problems with his arm, B.J. Ryan. He had something going on early in the season. Guys were hitting him. Why not send him down, try to find himself, bring him back up, and don't put a ton of pressure on him and say, hey, you got to start saving ball games right away. Working back into it. You've got a guy like Scotty Downs that is a veteran that can get both righties and lefties out and has some experience saving ball games. Keep it as is. You're 23-13.
Good breaking ball. He gets a swing. There's one of the greats right there.
Yeah, one of the greatest all-time closers for the New York Yankees and maybe of all of baseball ever. Looking like he's preparing. I was wondering if CC Sabathia would try to go out and get the complete game, but when you got a guy like Mariano Rivera in the bullpen, I would imagine Joe Girardi's going to go to Mo.
I believe, though, Sabathia's pitch count at this point is 113.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
Actually, 112.
I would suspect that that's it.
2-1. Now 3 balls and a strike to Teixeira. So for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the inning, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters are scheduled to hit Scott Rowland, Kevin Millar, and Rod Barajas. And if they decide to go to Rivera, Cito Gaston will have 3 left-handed bats to choose from on the bench. Swing and a miss, and Teixeira strikes out. 2 down. Here's A-Rod. Chopper right back to Downs. Not a problem, says Scott. So the Yankees take a 1-run lead into the bottom of the 9th inning. CC's got the jacket on. His night is done. He'll watch the rest of this one on Rogers Sportsnet. Commentator clothing is provided in part by Z Zenya. Statistical information provided by Stats Inc. Here's perhaps the greatest closer of them all, Mariano Rivera. He of 488 career saves, the most ever in American League history, and second most all-time behind Trevor Hoffman's 560. Although this year, despite the fact he's saved 6, he's certainly given up his share of hits, 15 of them in 12 1/3. Troy Percival in second, not even close. And Rivera, keep this in mind, has allowed 4 home runs already this year. That matches his total from each of the last 2 seasons. Something to consider as we see Scott rolling. Bottom 9, Yankees by 1. And ball 1.
Joe Girardi asking Mariano Rivera to close this one out, pick up his 7th save of the season, and he's got one of the it's one of the neatest stories ever. He throws the same pitch over and over again and no one can hit it. It's cutter after cutter after cutter. Everyone knows what he's going to throw, and he's got 488 saves with 1 pitch.
Isn't that something?
And what's so tough about it? It rides in. It's not only a cutter, it's like a sailor. Typically cutters will, as they're coming in, they'll have a little bite and tilt downward. His seems like it almost stays on the same plane as the fastball and moves up. It sails. It's a trick pitch that he has developed and has.
Here's a ground ball for Cano, and Roland is erased 4-3.
Just his natural arm motion, the way he throws across his body, and he probably it's like a four-seamer. He holds it just maybe a little offset the four-seamer and just slides into right-handed batters away from, or slides into left-handed batters away from righties. There's a guy that's had a little bit of success against Mariano Rivera. It's been Kevin Millar. He's got a home run in 20 at-bats, 6 hits, hitting .300 against him.
One of the reasons why you're not seeing Lyle Overbay up in this situation. Overbay, in fact, is just 1 for 9 career against Rivera. Here's a busted bat, and Rivera has an easy time of it, 2 away. And I believe Mariano Rivera is the only man left in the major leagues that wears the number 42, which was retired, I think, in '97 in honor of Jackie Robinson. But it's one of those grandfather rules where he
well, here's the grip.
Wear it.
Yeah, we're checking out the grip of Mariano Rivera, where it's if you can tell on my fastball, where what he would do is you offset the pitch. Do you see how I've got a little bit more sticking out on this side? And a lot of guys with these good cutters, they'll just offset the ball in their hand and throw the fastball off that, and the ball will sail into the lefty away to the righty.
A strike to Barajas. The Blue Jays have not lost a series at home this year. In fact, they've only lost 1 series all season. That was a 4-game affair down in Kansas City.
There's one spot that Rod Barajas can hurt Mariano Rivera, and that's that down and in spot. He hits that pitch very well. Rivera's going to try to keep this cutter away from him, because the only pitch that he'd worry about is that down and in that could be a home run.
There's a big cut.
Yeah.
A home run cut, 2-2.
Definitely.
And if Rod Barajas can get aboard here, Adam Lind has come into the on-deck circle to bat for John McDonald. Two and 2 to Barajas. Swing and a miss, and there it is. Another save for Mariano Rivera. And the Blue Jays have lost their first series here at home all season long. The Yankees take 2 of 3. And now the Blue Jays get set to host the Chicago White Sox. For Darren Fletcher and Scott Carson, I'm Jamie Campbell. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Time now for the Memorial Cup preview show on Sportsnet. Good night and thanks for watching.